Okay, so next three questions that you had for homework. We have again page 148, question 18. So in this question we need to find k. We're going to approach it the exact same way. We know the steps we have to follow. We know how to integrate. We know what to do if we have a and b. Here we have k and 0. So we do the question very similarly to all the other ones, except we need to solve for k. So the first thing that we're going to do is integrate 2x minus 4. So we get 2x squared over 2, again adding 1 to the power and dividing by the new power, minus 4x. So again, like the questions we were looking at in the other video, when we have an interval we don't need to consider c, because we're going to have plus c for the first bracket minus c when we simplify the second bracket, so they always just cancel each other out. So we know with the intervals we substitute k in first. Actually, I can simplify it with the 2's. So I'm just going to have k squared minus 4k. When we get minus, we substitute in 0, we're just going to get 0 minus 0 is equal to minus 3. So now we just need to simplify. K squared minus 4k plus 3 is equal to 0. So we have a quadratic equation. We need to factorize k and k, minus 3 and minus 1, because they need to multiply to give plus 3. And when we check the inside 2 and the outside 2, or when we multiply the brackets, we need to get a minus 4k. So we know we're correct. We let both brackets be equal to 0. So we get k is equal to 3 and k is equal to 1. So the next question is question 22, just before. We have pi over 2 and 0 for our interval. We have 2 cosine x plus 1 to integrate in terms of x. So when we integrate our cosine x, we're going to get sine x. And when we integrate our 1, we just get x. So using our interval, we get 2 the sine of pi over 2 plus pi over 2. And we get minus 2 sine 0 plus 0. So the sine of pi over 2 is going to give us 1. So we have 2 multiplied by 1 plus pi over 2. And the sine of 0 is equal to 0 plus 0, so we just get 0 for the second bracket. Just make sure that sometimes automatically we think that sine of 0 or cosine 0 or tan of 0 are all going to be 0, but they're not. So the cosine of 0 is equal to 1. So just because we're used to maybe just thinking of everything going to 0 if 0 is involved, just make sure that we don't make that mistake here. So it is in this case 0, but had that been cosine of 0, it would have been equal to 1. Anyway, when we simplify, we just get 2 plus pi over 2. And we're done. And the last question is question 23, again just part 4. So we need to integrate using the intervals 1 and 0, e to the power of minus 2x dx. And with plus 1 in there as well. So first of all, our integration. E minus 2x stays the same. We divide it by minus 2. And when we integrate 1, we get x. So for the first bracket, we're filling in 1, which is going to give us minus e to the power of minus 2 over 2. So all I've done is move the minus up, it doesn't really matter, it's the same kind of term. And then substitute in 1 for x. And for our second one, we get minus e to the power of 0 over 2 plus 0. And all we're doing now is simplifying. So to simplify the first term, I'm just going to bring e to the power of minus 2 to the bottom to make it e to the power of 2 plus 1 minus, and minus e to the power of 0, that's going to give me minus 1 over 2, because anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So we get minus 1 over 2 e to the power of 2 plus 1 plus a half. And we're done.